الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. أما بعد، بداية بإذن الله تعالى يوم الأربعاء ليلة الخميس the 5th of Muharram 1425 Hijri. This is the 25th February 2004, Wednesday. Once again we are with the work of Shaykh al-Islam of Awais Abdullah Ahmad ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, the Aqidah that he wrote for the Qudat, for the judges that came to him asking him to write something for the people of Wasit regarding their beliefs. It's been explained by Shaykh Abu Abdullah Muhammad ibn Salih al-Taymiyyah rahimahullah rahmatan wasi'ah. We are upon the tafsir and explanation of Ayatul Kursi. Because where we left off at, Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah is referring to the fact that Allah has described himself in Kitab al-Sunnah, nafyan wa ithbatan, denying certain things for himself and affirming certain things for himself. And then he started to bring istidlal or adilla, evidences upon this issue. And the first thing he brought was Surah al-Ikhlas, and he explained it. And now he brings for us, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, Ayatul Kursi. We have, can look up ayat in case we need them. English version. English translation of meaning of the Qur'an. Some pages missing. لا بأس إن شاء الله. قوله, his statement. وما وصف به نفسه, in the manner which Allah Ta'ala describes himself, بأعظم آيات في كتاب الله, in the greatest ayah in the book of Allah, حيث يقول, as he says, الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو علي العظيم. 255 Al-Baqarah. The explanation. قوله, his statement, and his statement of Ibn Taymiyyah. وما وصف به نفسه في أعظم آيات, in the greatest ayah in the book of Allah. The manner in which Allah describes himself in the greatest ayah in the book of Allah. هذه ayah is called Ayatul Kursi because it mentions in it Al-Kursi. Al-Kursi. It says, وَسِعَ كُرْسِيُّهُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. His kursi, which is the footstool of Allah Ta'ala. Ibn Abbas radiallahu said, he may mention something about that, موضع قدمي of Allah Ta'ala, and it encompasses the heavens and the earth. وهي أعظم آية في كتاب الله. It is the greatest ayah in the book of Allah. So if you ask, what is the greatest ayah in the book of Allah? You will answer with this ayah 255 of Surah Al-Baqarah. والدليل على ذلك, the evidence of that, that the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the Messenger of Allah, the Prophet of Allah rather, asked Ubay bin Ka'b. Ubay bin Ka'b, one of the great scholars of Sahaba, particularly in the field of Qur'an. قال, he said, what is the greatest ayah in the book of Allah? Or what ayah is in the book of Allah is the greatest? أعظم. فقال له, يعني Ubay said, الله لا إله إلا هو الحي قيوم. Allah, none has the right to be worshipped except Him, the all-living, the al-Qayyum. Now leave it like that. We'll see how it's been translated. I think this doesn't make any type of sense whatsoever. To have a masjid and he's looking through this type of... Yeah, we got 2 or 3 of them in there, man. In the office areas or somewhere. Huh? No, but look what the brother's looking at, man. Yeah, one in the office or something, man. Come on, man. This one looking raggedy too. Almost, they talking about got numbers on it. I care about the numbers. Almost done. So Allah, la ilaha illa huwa, none has to worship but He, al-Hayyu Qayyum. He explains it as the ever-living, the one who sustains and protects all that exists. And we'll get further into the meaning of Qayyum, but he says who sustains and protects all that exists. Say it, let us. فَضَّرَبَ عَلَى صَدْرِهِ. The Prophet ﷺ hit him upon his chest. وقال يحنيك الآن أبا المنذر. أبا المنذر was his kunya. The Prophet ﷺ agreed with what he said, that this is the greatest ayah in the book of Allah. And this is evidence that the Prophet ﷺ was pleased with his statement. And this is also evidence of the knowledge of Ubay regarding the book of Allah. This be asked that by the Prophet of Allah, the Messenger of Allah, without any one teaching him, and the Prophet ﷺ telling him that, but rather learning it from what he understood from the book of Allah Ta'ala, what he knew from its 6,236 or whatever verses, and its 114 surahs or whatever, what he understood from that, of knowledge of the Qur'an, he was able to answer that question. وفي هذا الحديث دليل. In this hadith there is evidence that Qur'an, some of it, can be favored over other parts of it. Meaning, certain parts of it is preferable to others. So this one is the greatest ayah, right? So that means it's preferred over what? Other ayat, other verses. As we took in the hadith dealing with Surah Ikhlas. And in this respect, he says, we need to go into stuff in some detail. Regarding the one who spoke the Qur'an, Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, shukran. You may have someone look up various verses, I don't know. No problem, inshallah. We'll leave it there for right now. The one who spoke the Qur'an, which is Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, فإنه لا يتفادل. يعني لأن متكلم به واحد. His words, they're the same regarding him because the one who spoke it is one. The same person, Allah Ta'ala. He's the one who spoke every letter of Qur'an. Allah Azza wa Jal. But regarding its evidences and its subject matters, then it can be preferred some verses over others. So the Ikhlas, which has in it a thina is praising Allah Ta'ala. What it includes of asma wa sifat, names and qualities. It's not like Surah Al-Masr, right? Tabbat yada abi lahabin, right? There's a difference. One is talking about Allah Ta'ala, this one is talking about the situation of Abi Lahab. So which subject matter is better? That which talks about Allah Ta'ala, not that which talks about Abi Lahab. Also regarding its effect and its power in its manner, its usloob. In this regard you find ayat that are small, qasira, short, but has such a great effect upon the heart, an admonition upon the heart. And sometimes you find other ayat which are very long and detailed, but it doesn't have the same effect as the first. For example, the statement of Allah, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu idha tadayantum bidayn, called the ayat of dayn. It's the longest ayat in the Qur'an, the ayat of debt. Oh, you believe you take out a debt, ila ajlin musamma, for an express period of time, faktubuhu, then write it. This is 282 of Qur'an, ayah, of Baqarah, and it's very long, but it's dealing with writing down debts. هذه آية موضوعها سهل. The subject is very easy. And what it's dealing with is mu'amalat, tajri bayn al-nas, transactions that go between people. So it doesn't really have an effect that the ayah which says in Surah Al-Imran, verse 185, كُلُّ نَفْسٍ ذَائِقَةُ الْمَوْتِ, every soul must taste of death. وَإِنَّمَا تُوَفَّوْنَ أُجُورَكُمْ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ, and you will get your full reward on the day of judgment. وَمَنْ زُحْزِحَ عَنِ النَّارِ, the one who is pulled from the fire, and is prevented from entering the fire by just barely escaping it, barely being pulled from it. وَأُدْخِلَ الْجَنَّةِ, and then enters the paradise, فَقَدْ فَازَ, has achieved success. وَمَا حَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا إِلَّا مَتَاعُ الْغُرُورِ, and the life of this world is nothing but a temporary enjoyment. See the difference? Even though it is not as long as the ayah dealing with debt. This ayah covers many ma'ani, many meanings, great meanings. It has zajr, that which makes you abstain from things that you shouldn't be involved in. Or mau'idha, admonition. Targheeb, making you desire the Jannah. Tarheeb, making you fear the hellfire. Not like the ayah of debt at all. Even though the ayah of debt is longer than this ayah. Atwal minha, longer. So this is what he means by some verses in Qur'an and Surah Al-Quran can be favored or preferred over others, or have more virtue than others, in a particular subject matter, or in a particular effect that they may have, and like this. But in relationship to Allah Ta'ala, all of them are the same, for the one who spoke it is one, and that is Allah Ta'ala. قول المؤلف, the statement of the author, حيث يقول, as Allah says, الله لا إله إلا هو, Allah la ilaha illa huwa, Allah, none has the right to worship except Him. In this ayah, Allah Ta'ala is informing us that He's one in His uluhiyyah. That He's one in the fact that He alone deserves to be worshipped. منفرد بألوهيته. انفراد بذلك. يعني He's one. وذلك من قوله, and this is from his statement, لا إله إلا هو. None has the right to be worshipped except Him. And we've taken this before, and those brothers who have been following the lectures of Sheikh Abdul Jarabur know very well that this ayah, this jumlah, this sentence, tufid al-hasr, meaning it makes this matter exclusive to Allah Ta'ala. And the way that you, in Arabic, the best way you can make something exclusive or particular or specific to something is using the method of denial and affirmation. Nafi wal ithbat. وطريقة النفي والإثبات, and then النفي والإثبات حال من أقوى صيغ الحصر. This is the strongest manner when you want to particularize or make specific or exclusive or isolate a certain quality. And in this way he said, La ilaha, nafi. None has the right to be worshipped, illa huwa, ithbat, except Him. Meaning that only Allah Ta'ala should be worshipped. So now only Allah Ta'ala must be worshipped. وقوله الحي القيوم. الحي القيوم. الحي أي ذو الحياة. ذو الحياة. The possessor. Al-Kamila, perfect life. And this perfect life naturally includes, without doubt, every sifat al-kamal, every attribute of perfection, and a life that was never preceded by non-existence. But He subhanahu wa ta'ala is alive, has always been alive, and will always be alive. And لا يلحقها الزوال. Nothing will relieve Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nor is there any naqs, any deficiency, from any aspect whatsoever. وَالْحَيُّ, the all-living, min asma'illah, is from the names of Allah. وَقَدْ تُطْلَقْ عَلَى غَيْرِ اللَّهِ, and it can be used for other than Allah. قال تعالى, Allah says, يُخْرِجُ الْحَيَّ مِنَ الْمَيِّتِ, He takes out the living from the dead, or brings out the living from the dead. Surah An'am, verse 95. وَلَكِنْ لَيْسَ الْحَيِّ, but this living is not like that living. Or this one being alive is not like that one being alive. And as we know, just because there is a share in the name doesn't mean there's similarity in those that are named. A share in the name, that this thing can be said to be living, and that one can be said to be living, doesn't mean that the actual quality itself and those things you're talking about are the same. As a matter of fact, we know for Allah Ta'ala there's what? La mumathila, no one similar. Nothing whatsoever similar. وَهُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْبَصِيرُ. And somebody else going to bring another eye. We're never going to get to this. Al-Qayyum. Now he explains it. Al-Qayyum is upon the Arabic scale of Fay'ul, or Fay'ul. And it's a seed of the Mubaligha. You say it when you're trying in an expansive fashion. وَهِيَ, and it is مَأْخُذَةٌ مِنَ الْقِيَامِ, standing. They translate it as sustaining, subsisting. But as we see when we get into it, it's more than that. And you know, of course, it is the Arabic language that really brings home the meaning. Because I look at the names of Allah Ta'ala that they place as the meanings of the names of Allah Ta'ala in books, like the one we're reading that our brother Musa translated by Sheikh Ibn Taymiyyah, Qawa'id al-Musla, and like this. And it's just not the same. You know, the provider, the creator, the ruler. It's not the same, like saying Al-Razzaq, Al-Malik. It's a difference, you know it. So similarly, you know that you're only getting some of the meaning when you read it in the English language. Al-Qayyum, ayu innahu qa'im bi nafsih. That he is the one who, you can say, sustaining himself. Taking care of himself. Dealing with himself. Qa'im bi nafsih. فَقِيَامِ بِنَفْسِهِ, the fact that he sustains, he subhanahu wa ta'ala is qa'im بِنَفْسِهِ, meaning that he doesn't need anything. اِسْتِقْنَعُهُ عَنْ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ. He has no need for anything whatsoever. SubhanAllah. No need for anything whatsoever. لا يحتاج لأكل, he doesn't need to eat. ولا شرب, doesn't need to drink. ولا غيرها, or anything other than that. And everything else besides him is creation. And so everything else is in need of him. And for him to sustain them, and for him to allow their existence, and for him to establish them. So they are, as he says, muhtaj ila Allah. We are included. We are in need of Allah Azza wa Jal fi ijadihi, in our existence, wa i'dadih, in the preparation and taking care of us, wa imdadih, in our provisions. We are in need of Allah Ta'ala from every angle. From every angle. We would not exist if Allah Ta'ala had not brought us to existence. We will not continue to exist unless Allah Ta'ala allows us to exist. Huh? Like this. وَمِن مَعْنَا, from the meanings of al-Qayyum, which has been translated as sustainer, the self-sustaining, and so on and so forth, that they translate with. And يُقَامَ عَلَى غَيْرِهِ, that he's over others. This can be appreciated from another narration that's not brought here, in which it was saying that at the end of time, men will be what? Qa'im, upon how many women? 50. 50. Qa'im in this case. What does he do? Taking care of them, watching over them, these types of things. Huh? So Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is over and Qa'im ala ghayrih. As the ayat Sudurat says, أَفَمَنْ هُوَ قَائِمٌ عَلَى كُلِّ نَفْسٍ لِمَا كَسَبَتْ. So you know how it's going to come to something like this. Sudurat verse 33. مَنْ مِنْكُمْ مَا عِنْدَهُ شَجَاعَةٌ. We want somebody courageous. وَالسَّرِيعَ, fast. You see the means. قائم بنفسه, قائم على غيره, القيوم. Huh? You have what? What you got? Let me see what you got. You don't talk a solid. What you got here? Check this out. He got takes charge. Oh, that's easy. Maintains, provides. Oh, what's قائم على غيره here though? Established on its own, self-sustaining. So you have to use about 3 or 4 words to keep on coming with it, huh? He's saying the same thing I said. I like to find different. 33. He is then Allah, who takes charge, guards, maintains, provides. He must have got it from here. The person knows that he has earned like any other deeds who know nothing. For qa'im. Look at the words all the words he's using for qa'im. In Arabic you say qa'im. Khalas, boss, intaha al-amr. Huh? Here this man gives us a whole dictionary. Takes charge, guards, maintains, provides. Because all of that is included in the word qa'im. One of these days, inshallah ta'ala, we'll be just sitting here reading this book in Arabic. Bismillah ta'ala. Ala kulli halin. This ayah is saying that. أَفَمْهُمُ قَائِمٌ. What all the qualities that qa'im means. Ala kulli nafs, upon every soul, bima kasabat, with what it has earned. And the opposite is understood. And the opposite is to be understood. And it's the one who's qa'im, which is Allah Ta'ala, the one who's not. قَائِمٌ عَلَى كُلِّ نَفْسٍ بِمَا كَسَبَتْ هُوَ اللَّهُ. The one who's upon every soul, sustains every soul, maintains every soul, in control, runs the affairs of every matter. So the ulama say al-Qayyum huwa qa'im bi nafsihi al-qa'im ala ghayrihi. The one who maintains, who sustains, who subsists by himself, and he maintains and sustains and allows the subsistence of others, or takes care of the subsistence of others. ومن آياته أن تقوم السماء والأرض بأمره. And from his signs is that the heavens and the earth are established by his order. Surah Rum, verse 25. All these are Surah Rum. فهو إذن كامل الصفات. He's perfect in his qualities. And in his mulk, kamil al-mulk, and perfect in his what? Ownership. And perfect in his af'al. Perfect in his actions. Perfect from every aspect, subhanahu wa ta'ala. These two names are called al-Ism al-A'zam. You know how the Sufis are always looking for the great name of Allah. Right? There are some authentic hadiths that say that there is the great name of Allah, that if you call him with, your dua will be answered. And I think Shaykh Nasr authenticates some of them. And the Shaykh here is saying that there is such. These are the two names. Al-Hayyu, Al-Qayyum. That if one makes dua to Allah using these names, he will be answered. ولهذا ينبغي للإنسان, befits a person في دعائه, when he makes dua, that he يتوسل به. يتوسل به. يعني he used these names as a means of what? Drawing near, getting close to Allah تبارك وتعالى. فيقول يا حي, when he's saying his dua, oh the all living one. Ya Qayyum. He brings this narration, and I think this hadith is in Fortitude of the Muslim, even though there are many narrations which are weak in it. This hadith which states, the hadith of Mas'ud, the Sunni brings an amal yawm wa layla, on the third of Anas ibn Malik. قال كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, يعني the Prophet Islam, if he had a difficult matter, he would say, Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum bi rahmatika astaghith. Or all living, or sustaining, the one who sustains all. And Ya Qayyum bi rahmatika, your mercy, I seek help in severe need. ويقول يا حي يا قيوم. وقد ذكر, and it's been mentioned in the Kitab al-Aziz, in the book of Allah, 3 times. First place, of course, is where we're at. Ayatul what? Kursi. Second place is in Surah Al Imran. Allahu la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyu qayyum. That's in Surah Al Imran, verse 2. Third place is in Surah Taha. وعنت الوجوه لحي القيوم. وعنت الوجوه لحي القيوم. وقد خاب من حمل ظلما. And when the faces submit to the all-living, Al-Qayyum, and they are lost those who carry some injustice. وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ حَمَلَ ظُلْمًا. Surah Taha, verse 111. هذان, these two names, فيهما الكمال الذاتي والكمال السلطاني. In it contains the perfection of Allah Ta'ala, al-Dhati, and his actual self, his actual essence. وَكَمَالَ السُلطاني, the perfection of his authority. فَالذَّاتِ, and the perfection of himself, is al-Hayyu. وَالسُلطاني, his authority, al-Qayyum. Al-Qayyum. لأنه يقوم على كل شيء, because he maintains, he takes care of everything. He establishes everything. وَيَقوم بِهِ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ, and everything is established and maintained by him, subhanahu. وقوله, his statement, لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم. A sinner does not take him, nor sleep. They call it slumber. Sheikh would tell us. A sinner too, he said, is nu'ah. It is that which precedes sleep. And it's that which precedes sleep. And you're tired, you close your eyes, you're not quite asleep, that which precedes it, that is sinatun. وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَا يَنَامْ. He didn't say, لَا يَنَامْ. He doesn't sleep. Because sleeping is by ikhtiyar, by choice. وَالْأَخْذ يَكُنْ بِالْقَهْرِ. And taking is something done without you desiring to be done. Somebody did it, overcame you. I think it's probably clear if I put it like this. لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم. He says it, translates it like this. Does not take him. Slumber does not take him, nor sleep take him. In the Arabic it's أخذ. أخذ شيء, you took something. This is with qahr. This is with what? Strength. Somebody overtook it. Right? So he says, he didn't say he doesn't sleep, but he says, لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم. And he's not overpowered by slumber nor sleep. He's not overpowered. He's not overtaken. He's not seized. That's a good word. You told me that. You said something? No. He's not seized by slumber or sleep. So this is, and in other words, we're often seized by it every night. It overtakes us. Allah tells us regarding himself, لا تأخذه. He's not taken. He's not overcome. He's not seized by slumber or sleep. In other words, had he not said تأخذه, it would have been left up to choice. Right? وَالنَّوْمُ, sleep, من صفة النقص, is a description of deficiency. قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, or as he puts here, عليه السلام, إن الله لا ينام. Verily Allah does not sleep. ولا ينبغي له أن ينام. And it does not befit him that he sleep. Doesn't even befit him. Doesn't even befit him, subhanahu. ورواه مسلم حديث أبي موسى الأشعري رضي الله عنه. هذه صفة من صفة النفي. This is a quality of deficiency. We took a principle regarding this, and he's going to remind us again. وقد سند عن صفات النفي, a description of deficiency. What does he just deny something to be denying it? He ain't got nothing else to do. It must have included in it what? Confirmation of some beautiful quality. Confirmation, you understand, right? Confirmation of some quality of perfection, right? وهو كمال الضد, is perfection, which is perfect, of that, or directly opposed, or opposite, and to the opposite, right? Kemal is what you are affirming, what you have denied. In that denial, you're affirming something that is of perfection. وَكِمَا فِي قَوْلِهِ, where's the perfection in this denial? لَا تَأْخُذُهُ سِنَةٌ وَلَا نَوْمٌ. Slumber does not overtake him nor sleep. The perfection is al-hayat wal-qayyumiyyah. Al-qayyumiyyah. Yani perfect life and perfect maintenance and perfect sustaining. Right? This is what he, in other words, it is almost as if this statement that comes after he's already said al-hayyu qayyum, la ta'khudhuhu sinatun wala nawm, is a confirmation of that, to show you the perfection of his life and perfection of him being al-qayyum. Sifat al-nafi. Sifat al-nafi, a description of that which is to be denied. لأنه من كمال حياته, from the perfection of his life, أنه لا يحتاج للنوم, that he doesn't need sleep. That's perfect life. From perfection of his life, is absolutely no need for sleep. Doesn't have any need for it. And this is also from Kimal, from the perfection of him standing and sustaining and maintaining and establishing, being al-qayyum, that he doesn't sleep. Because sleep is needed by the makhluqat, the creation, or the creatures, the living creatures. لنقصها, because there we are deficient. لأنها تحتاج إلى النوم, we are in need of sleep. من أجل استراحة, to rest. من التعب, from being tired. الصبر, from being tired from what we have previously done. والاستعادة, to get ready, to get through, to get قوة, strength. لعمل المستقبل, for what we want to do in the future. Whether that future is a second from now, an hour from now, whatever, we need to sleep for that. To deal with the tiredness of what we've done previously, and to prepare with strength for what we want to do futuristically. Say and since Ahl al-Jannah, may Allah make all of us amongst them, ameen. Since they are perfect in their life, كانوا لا ينامون, they will never sleep. No need for it. Brother said, I can't get a couple winks. That's the epitome of relaxation to us. But that's because we're naqis, we're deficient. But in the Jannah bi'idhnillah, in the Jannah, when you're sitting on the rivers of the Jannah, taking in the fragrance of the Jannah, smelling the Jannah, playing with the frankincense and myrrh of the musk of the Jannah, kicking in the Jannah, there is kamil hayat, perfect hayat, perfect living. And in that case, لا ينامون, they don't sleep. كما صح بذلك أثار, as has been reported in many authentic narrations. Lakin, the Sheikh is going to argue the point that he's made before. If someone says that sleeping for people is a quality or attribute of perfection or completeness, ولهذا إذا لم ينام إنسان, and if a person doesn't sleep, we say that he's sick. Or if he doesn't eat, we say he's sick. These are qualities, he say, from one angle, is a quality of perfection for individuals. You see a man who doesn't eat ever, right? Some problems there, right? Doesn't never sleep at all, problems there. And he's considered sick in this regard. Insomnia and like the like. لكن هو كمال من وجه والنقص من وجه آخر. It is something perfect from one angle and a deficiency from another angle. It is perfection from the standpoint, or a good attribute from the standpoint that it shows healthiness of the body. But it's also a deficiency from the fact that it shows that the body is in need of it. And in reality, he said, it is a naqs, a deficiency. So therefore, when they say everything that is an attribute of perfection or goodness for the creatures, it's not necessarily that which is good or perfection for the Creator. Just like everything that is a quality of perfection for the Creator is not everything that is a quality of perfection or good quality for the creatures. Like arrogance. Arrogance is a quality of perfection for Allah. There's a right to be arrogant. Who else can be arrogant? You can't be arrogant. Who else can be proud? Who else? Right? Can be boastful or proud. Except Allah ta'ala. So it's a quality of Allah ta'ala, but it's a quality of deficiency. If a man does it, the creature does it. What is it? Arrogant guy. Acting like you can't hit him in the back of his behind with an apple. What's wrong with him? What's wrong with this guy? Arrogance. Claiming that which is not for him. So it's a quality of what? Deficiency. وَالْأَقْلُ وَالشُّرْبُ وَالنَّوْمُ, eating, drinking, and sleeping is a quality or matter of perfection or qualities of goodness for the creatures, but it's a deficiency for the Creator. Because of that, Allah says about Himself, وَهُوَ يُدْعِمُ وَلَا يُطْعَمُ. He is the one who feeds, and He is not to be fed, or He is not one who is fed. He feeds. Surah An'am, verse 14. وَقَالُوا لَهُ مَا فِي السَّمَوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ. lahu. He explains in the Arabic. Then he goes on to say, lahu, the lam here is lil mulk, for ownership. Mulk tam, brothers. Tam. Complete ownership. Complete ownership. Bidun mu'arid. Without anyone who can conflict with him about it. Without anyone who can differ with him about it. without anyone who can argue with him about it. That's mu'arid. I have this is mine, you come and you try to pull it, or you say this is yours, that's mu'arid. Allah ta'ala lahu mulk tam, complete ownership, you do mu'arid. No mu'arid. No discussion. Ma fi samawat, what is in the heavens, from the angels and the paradise and so on and so forth, which no one knows except Allah. Wa ma fil ard, and what is upon the earth. Yani for to Allah belongs all that is in the heavens and all that is upon earth, from the creatures upon earth, the animals and other than the animals. As-samawat, the fact that he said it in plural form, the heavens, تفيد أن السماوات عديدة. There are many heavens. That's what we get from that. وهو كذلك, and that's how it is. وقد نفس القرآن على إنها السبع. Quran says that there are 7 heavens. قل من رب السماوات السبع. Say, who is the Lord of the 7 heavens? ورب العرش العظيم, and the Lord of the glorious throne, or the great throne, Surah Al-Mu'minun, verse 86. والأرضون, the earth. The Qur'an pointed out in direct manner that it's 7. Bidun tasrih, without saying it clearly, and the Sunnah said it clearly. Qur'an said, قال الله تعالى, Allah الذي خلق السبع سماوات. Allah is the one who created 7 heavens. ومن الأرض مثلهن, and from the earth that which is similar to it. At-Talaq, Surah Al-Talaq, verse 12. مثلهن في العدد, just like it in numbers, دون الصفة, not like it in its attributes and its qualities. Yani those 7 earths are the same as the heavens in number, the amount, not in the actual qualities or attributes of them. وفي السنة, in the Sunnah, قال النبي عليه السلام, he who takes a part of the earth, and you know how you steal someone's land, steal somebody's land, takes a part of it, من الأرض ظلما unjustly, Allah Ta'ala will have it wrapped around, and from the 7th earth around his neck on the day of judgment. All that when you had to leave that man's property alone. All you had to do is leave it alone. رواه البخاري ومسلم من سعيد بن زيد رضي الله عنه. من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه. Who is, before I translate it like that, let's just go with the Sheikh says. Man that. Because the Sufis have a way of saying this. It's ridiculous. We're done with it for a moment. Man that. It's an istifham. It's a question. يعني من ذا الذي يشفع عنده. الشفاعة في اللغة, شفاعة, the word شفاعة in the language, is where you take something that is odd and you make it even. If we do that all Ramadan, brother, how you gonna pray? How you gonna pray the witr? Shafan what? Witr shafan, right? Everybody say that, right? 2 rakat, something like that. Probably say more amongst the Arabs than we do. We probably say, brother, make 2 and then make 1. قال تعالى والشفع والوتر. The even and the what? The odd. So the Fajr verse 3. وفي اصطلاح in the terminology, هي توسط لغير. It is where you become a middleman for someone else. You intercede on behalf of someone else. لجلب المنفعة, to achieve a benefit, or ضفع المضرة, to remove from them a harm. You intercede on behalf of someone to achieve a benefit or remove from them a harm. This is shafa'ah. You've done intercession. وشفاعة النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, intercession of Prophet ﷺ on al-mawqif. What's mawqif? Qiyamah. When everybody's standing there, right? Waiting just for the qiyamah to what? To start. Just so Allah Ta'ala would judge between the people. The Prophet ﷺ makes intercession on behalf of this is on behalf of for everybody, right? So that it starts. This shafa'ah is to remove a harm. But his shafa'ah, his intercession for people Jannah, so that they enter the Jannah, is the shafa'ah for what? To gain a benefit. To gain a benefit. وقوله in his statement عنده أي عند الله. Who is it that can intercede with him? يعني Allah. إلا بإذنه, except by his permission. أي إذن له. So this means that there is a shafa'ah. There is a intercession. Right? But it's not like the Sufis think that the awliya is going to get up there and just, whether Allah wants them or not, they're going to, you got to hear this, Or not like someone else thinks that the Prophet ﷺ does what he wants regarding the ummah. No. It has shurut, conditions. Yani that Allah permits it. You don't intercede and Allah doesn't permit it. What is that? Transgression upon what? The sovereignty of Allah. You messed up, brother. Impossible. ووجه أن لولا ثبوتها لكان استثناء في قوله إلا بإذنه. Yani he said, and the point is that if he did not say, if it was not a condition of permission, then him saying except with permission would be such a waste of time. لا فائدة فيه, no benefit in it. And Allah Ta'ala, whatever he says has what? Benefit. And he says, he mentions له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض. He mentions it after this ayah, or after the part of the ayah. This shows that this is mulk. This is the ownership of Allah Ta'ala. الذي هو خاص بالله. It's particular of Allah. إنه ملك التام. It's complete ownership.
No one is able to make not one move. وَلَا بِالشَّفَاعَةِ, not even intercession, which is something good. Intercession is a good thing. إِلَّا بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ, except after the permission of Allah. وَهَذَا مِنْ تَمَامِ رُبُوبِيَّتِهِ, this is at the complete lordship of Allah. وَسُلْطَانِهِ, his authority عز وجل. وتفيد هذه الجملة, we get from this sentence أن لله إذن, that Allah Ta'ala has idhn, a permission. And in other words, it is and what is this idhn? It means i'lam, it means to advertise, to make known. قال الله تعالى in Surah Al-Tawbah, وَأَذَانُ مِنَ اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ, a declaration, a proclamation, an announcement from Allah and His Messenger. Right? On to the ayah that from this year on the mushriks won't be able to do this and the other. So adhan, proclamation, right? I'lam min Allah wa Rasulih, an advertisement, a proclamation, a declaration. Bi'idnihi, i'lamuhu. So it is the proclamation, it's the advertisement, it is the statement, or making it known that he's radin, that he's pleased with such and such. وهناك شروط أخرى للشفاعة. There are other conditions for intercession. That Allah Ta'ala is pleased with ash-shafi' wa ana mashfu'a lah. He's pleased with the one interceding and the one being interceded for. Very important. Now, you might say, well, what does he need to be intercession for if Allah's pleased with him? No. Not pleased with the sins that he committed, but pleased that he is an individual that can be interceded for because he's a muwahid. Because he has tawheed. Because he has tawheed. Whereas he's not pleased for the mushrik because the mushrik has shirk. Right? So no mushrik can be interceded for. And anything contrary to that which happened with Abu Talib and that was something specific of the Prophet ﷺ, never happen again for anyone else. Na'am. So, in closing, bi'idhnillah ta'ala, as we finish this up, now, he mentions one or two more things, and I'd like to finish it, inshallah ta'ala. We'll go over the points that he mentions. He mentions, subhanallah. Na'am, he mentions 26 points from this ayah. Well, we got Ahli, min Muslimin. The intercession of the one who dies in the path of Allah is also only for the believers from his family. No mushriks. mamnu', prohibited, no mushriks. Shafa'a for muwahid. And we say rida here, a shafi is the one who interceding. So therefore he is pleased with the intercessor, in that case the shaheed, the one who fought in the path of Allah and died. Allah is pleased with him. And he's pleased with the one he's interceding for, meaning Muslim relatives that he has. Pleased with those who have in their heart tawheed, Adam's way of iman, like this. But Allah will never be pleased with a mushrik. وَلَا يَشْفَعُونَ, Allah says, وَلَا يَشْفَعُونَ إِلَّا لِمَنْ ارْتَضَى, and they will not intercede except for those who he's pleased with. Surah Al-Anbiya, verse 28. وَقَالَ يَوْمَئِذٍ لَا تَنْفَعُ الشَّفَاعَةُ إِلَّا لِمَنْ أَذِنَ لَهُ الرَّحْمَنُ وَرَضِيَ لَهُ قَوْلًا. That day, intercession will not benefit except those who Allah permits it for, or who the one most merciful permits it for, and he's pleased with their statement. Surah Taha, verse 109. وَهُنَاكَ آيَاتٍ, and there are verses that give these conditions, these three conditions in order. وَكَمْ مِنْ مَلَكٍ فِي السَّمَوَاتِ وَلَا تُغْنِي شَفَاعَتُهُمْ شَيْئًا. And how many angels are in the heavens that their intercession will not benefit anything or anyone, إِلَّا مِنْ بَعْدِ أَنْ يَأْذَنَ اللَّهُ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ وَيَرْضَى, except that after Allah permits for the one that he wills and is pleased with. Surah Al-Najm, verse 26. أَيْ يَرْضَى أَنَ الشَّافِي وَمَشْفُوء Allah. He's pleased for the interceder and the one who's doing, and the one whose intercession is being done for. Because in the Arabic, if you remove this particular wording here, then it's understood that it's ulum, generalization. If someone says, what's the benefit of intercession if Allah already knows that the one who's being interceded for is going to be successful, going to succeed, going to be saved? What's the benefit? فالجواب, the answer is that Allah Ta'ala permits the shafa intercession for the one who is being interceded for, so that it can be an honor for the one doing the intercession. It shows the honor for the one who's doing the intercession, and his maqam al-mahmud, his praiseworthy position with Allah Ta'ala. وَقَالُوا يَعْلَمُ مَا بَيْنَ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمَا خَلْفَهُم. He knows what is in front of them, what is behind them. العلم هو إدراك الشيء لما هو عليه إدراكا جازما. Knowledge is to know or perceive a matter as they are conclusively. والله عز وجل يعلم ما بين أيديهم. He knows what is before them, يعني المستقبل, the future. وما خلفهم, يعني what is behind them, الماضي, the past. And the word ma here, siga for the moment, is used in a general sense. It means every past and every future, and every action that they will do, and every from the creatures. وَمَا كَانَ مِنْ فَعَلُ وَمَا كَانَ مِنْ أَفْعَالِ خَلْقٍ. Yani that was from the actions of Allah and the actions of the creatures. You got that? I don't want to repeat it. No, seriously, it's beautiful. And mustaqbil, the future, wal madi, the past. Kulli madi, every past, wa kulli mustaqbil, every future. Tashmil aidan includes also ma kana min fi'lihi, was from the actions of Allah, wa ma kana min af'ali khalq, and from the actions of the creatures. That's total knowledge. Get out of here, man. It's total knowledge, man. Total knowledge. كل شيء وفوق كل شيء. وقوله, his statement, ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء. And they will not encompass him or encompass anything of his knowledge except with what he wills. يحيطون goes back to the creatures. They will not encompass. And this is what shows, this is what preceded when we took the ayah, له ما في السماء, or the part of the ayah which says, له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض. And what for him is what is in the heavens, to him belongs all that is in the heavens and all that is in the earth. لا يحيط من في السماوات والأرض بشيء من علم الله إلا بما شاء. No one in the heavens or in the earth has any type of manner encompassing the knowledge of Allah Ta'ala except that which He wills. Min ilmihi can mean knowledge of Himself and knowledge of His qualities. Meaning that we don't know from Allah anything regarding Himself or His qualities except what He chose or what He wills to tell us or teach us. Or it can mean la yutunu shay'in min ma'lumih. You will not be able to encompass anything of His information except what He wants, from that which He knows, except what He wants to tell us. And both of these meanings are true, even though the second one is a little bit more general, like this. وَقَالُهُ إِلَّا بِمَا شَاءَ, except with what He wills, يعني إِلَّا بِمَا شَاءَ مِمَّا يعني except what He wants to teach us. What He wants to teach us. And Allah Ta'ala has taught us, the Shaykh says here, many things regarding His names and His qualities, regarding His legislation and regulations, universal and legislatively. But all of this great amount that He has taught us in relative to His knowledge is a little. As Allah Ta'ala says, وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الرُّوحِ, they ask you about the soul. قُلُ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّهِ, say the soul is from the order of my Lord. وَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِّنْ عِلْمِ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا, and you have not been given knowledge of it except a little. قَلِيلًا. Al-Isra, verse 85. وَقَالُوا وَسِعَ كُرْسِيُّهُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ, His kursi encompasses the heavens and the earth. Shamal encompasses. أي كرسيه محيط السماوات والأرض. يعني His kursi encompasses the heavens and earth. وأكبر منها, يعني larger than the seven heavens, larger than the seven earth. Because if it was not larger, it would not encompass them. Well, kursi, the kursi, my brothers, is as Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma said, إنه موضع قدمي الله عز وجل. It is the footstool of Allah, the place where Allah Ta'ala places His feet, subhanahu wa ta'ala. This has been related by Abdullah ibn Ahmad in Kitab al-Sunnah, Ibn Abi Shayba in Kitab al-Arsh, Ibn Khuzaymah in the Book of Tawheed, Hakim Mustadrak. They have declared it sahih upon the condition of the Shaykhain, even though the Shaykhain didn't bring it in their books. Zahabi agreed with it. Related by Daraqutni in Kitab al-Sifat, and authority ibn Abbas موقوف عليه. الزهو حيثمي في مجمل الزوائد للطبراني وقال رجال صحيح وقال الباني في مختصر له إسناده صحيح رجاله كلهم ثقات. طيب enough for you. جيد. وليس هو العرش. The kursi is not the what? Arsh. The kursi is not the arsh. So it's not proper to say, you know, brothers, the verse of the throne. No, brothers, the verse of the footstool. Bal arsh akbar min al kursi. The arsh, the throne, is larger and greater than the footstool. And it's been related by the Prophet and the samawat as-sab, the seven heavens, wal ardin as-sab, the seven earths. In regards to the kursi, the footstool, it's like a ring that you throw in the middle of the desert, on the middle of the earth. And that the virtue or the superiority of the throne over the footstool is like the superiority of an open land over this ring, this little ring that you threw. You can imagine an open area. You just throw a little ring in there. That's the kursi and the arsh. And that kursi encompasses the seven heavens and the seven earths. What about the arsh? What about the arsh? This is evidence of the greatness of these creatures. And the greatness of the creatures, evidence of the greatness of the Creator. Now, he has more to say regarding this, so we're going to leave it like this, inshallah ta'ala, till Friday, where we will pick up with وَلَا يَعُودُهُ حِفْظُهُمَا بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ تَعَالَى, if Allah ta'ala spares us, and we'll mention this ayah, as he says, contains within it 26 qualities regarding Allah Ta'ala. So inshallah ta'ala we'll do with it then. هذا وصلى الله على نبينا محمد.